Hi folks, today we're not in my shop, but we're in Don's shop. Don will be in a little while. He's doing something. Didn't really want to know what he's doing, but he'll be by. Anyway, the reason I'm over here is because, as you know, we're rebuilding my Bridgeport, and I'm over here borrowing his Bridgeport and getting to say hello to my baby over there. Cincinnati's almost finished. Got to make the gibs for the head, and that's the last part. But everybody's been busy. The hi, baby. He hasn't been waxing you, has he? Oh. Best slave I ever owned. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Trouble has arrived.
You have been here. Hi. You're hiding. Don't hide.
I'm not hiding. I'm working. What am I looking for?
Why are you working?
Huh? They pay me to work. Turn it down for you.
Now they can hear you. They can't see you. They've been wondering where you are.
I'm still here.
He's hiding.
Still here. Still here.
All you ever do is work anymore.
Hey, story of my life. It's what they pay me to do. Kind of feel obligated to do it, you know.
I noticed you haven't waxed baby in a long time.
No.
Why haven't you waxed baby?
No, I haven't done anything in a long time.
I'm going to have to call the lathe police on you.
I haven't done anything in a long time. Except build a wall.
That damn near killed you.
It did. I'm getting old. Getting old.
Well, we'll have to get you back in the swing of things.
I don't think you understand what getting old means yet. You go from I'm feeling okay, pretty good for my age, to oh shit, man, I'm starting to feel old. And it happens pretty quick. It really does. It really does.
I think you should borrow my membership club card to the gym.
I don't think that's what it is.
Of course, I haven't used it in about a year and a half, so somebody needs to go use it.
I mean, I'm pushing 73. I'm starting to get old, okay?
You know, I know people
in their 60s can't walk.
Yep.
I know you were going to tell me, but, it just depends. Everybody's different, I guess. Everybody's different.
You know, if you put more physical activity like waxing baby, life would be better.
See, I cleared my fence line up front. Didn't
I saw
you see that?
I saw that. And
That's
you built a
physical
pile
activity.
after 4 years.
Spread 48 yards of dirt. I built a wall. What more physical activity do you want me to do at my age?
At your age.
At my age.
Don't be giving me this at your age.
Yeah.
Ah, God. You're not dead yet.
No, I'm not.
Well, I come to play with your tools today.
Well, if you'd finish your mill, you wouldn't have to.
I'm trying. I have to work too, you know.
There you go. There you go.
Well, not really. I don't have to, but I like to.
Bullshit. Mama make you work.
Mama does make... She says, get out of here. So I have to go find something to do.
Don't pay for your toys.
Yep. Well, I think I found everything. Where could I find a small machinist square? I mean, I know you think this is a small machinist square, but it's not. A larger one? 6 inch?
I don't have a 6-inch one. Got one that big.
Okay.
That's the biggest one I got.
That's the biggest one. I'll take it. I thought you maybe have...
I thought I had one bigger, but I don't know. What's that?
You didn't wax this one either. You got to wax this thing. Okay, now that's better. He's over here looking in his stash. All right. Well, I got to make some things. Got to lay it out and take care of all of this goodies.
Well, this a heck.
I get you a microphone, and then you walk around.
Well, I've
without
got to
it.
go back in the house because I'm still
Well,
working. I
we'll
just came
keep-
out to say hello
Take it.
to everybody.
Now he's leaving.
I got stuff I gotta go do. You know.
Goodbye.
I'll be back.
I'll be here. We gotta finish this soon.
That, and I need to give from the shaper so I can finish putting that.
Well, the gift from the shaper's coming quick.
You notice that it's all back together now except in the front end.
Okay, well, we'll get it.
Yeah, we'll get it sooner or later. No rush.
Don't see why you need a shaper in the first place. Can't do anything 8 foot long. Okay, I'll bring you a little closer and show you what I'm doing. Shake you up real good. Got 2 things to do today. One is to finish making this part, which is what I showed you in the last video, making this on Bob. Then I've got to make this part, which is going to be roughed out of these pieces of aluminum block, and will transform into the base for this little Noga style indicator holder that can be on the Kingway. So that's what I'm doing. Also need to take and make this upper plate for the round part, and might as well make it here while I'm here. That way I get to use his electricity and air conditioning. Don't tell him. Don't you dare tell him. He'll charge me. He'll put a coin-operated box on there. I went and dug through my aluminum scrap pile, and even though this one's been cut on before, I've got just enough from this side to this side to make the width of this T-plate. It's 4.38, and I think that's right at 4.5. This is a 90-degree angle. That looks good on that side, and that looks good on this side. Now, I'll get you back a little bit. Now, I've done all the work that I could put this on my CNC. But sometimes making sure the program works and all that takes longer than just putting it on a manual mill and getting after it. This is so simple. So we're going to square these up real quick, and then I'll lay them out using the old school method. And that's what I'm going to do with this plate right here. It's a simple plate. I just need to take care of it quickly. And in the old school days, we did this with a scribe and layout, and that's what I'm going to do. This is blue layout ink. You don't have to have it, but it makes your lines stand up a lot better. And it makes your fingers blue too. And it dries very, very quickly. This is canned so old. It's not spraying very good, but it's just one I grabbed. I'm going to take this and lay it out on the surface plate with a scribe. But first off, I got some rough edges on it that I need to take care of. So I'm going to borrow this little grinder over there. Well, it's a belt sander. Grind this off real quick. Be damned, he put a coin operated, no, he didn't. I don't know how it, it worked. Got my fingerprints on it. I just knocked these edges down to where they're not really rough. We'll use them as we lay it out. Let's go in there. Now I'm in a room in Don's shop that's kind of dark, and I didn't bring any accessory lighting today, so hopefully you can see this well enough. This is Don's granite surface table. It's a Starrett brand that he got, and I don't think we've ever had it tested, but for what I'm doing, it's plenty good. Wipe it off with your hands so you make sure there's no grit on it before you start moving things around on it. Same way with your piece of material, wipe it all off. You can have these things resurfaced and checked. All the ones in my shop have been checked out and are certified again. This one we haven't ever had done, but it's a good plate on a good quality stand, so it should be good enough for most things. Just keep it that way by keeping your hands and everything clean. Now, this scribe is the way I used to do everything. It slides around on the granite surface plate, has a graduated scale that lets me easily measure things, and this has got a carbide scribe on the end of it so that I can make layout lines. And basically, this is what we're going to lay out right now. This is not to scale, but I've got the dimensions on it. When I get back to the shop and I need to start laying out the holes for drilling it, I'll print out one that's 1-to-1 scale, and then that way I can just punch those holes and make it quick and easy. This is the plate that the leveling vials are going to attach to. Anyway, I measured it out and checked this corner on the square, and it's at 90 degrees. Unfortunately, I should have checked this side, because this side's got where it's been milled before. So let me go check this out and see if this is square. Now I brought back some of the basic tools from the other part of the shop. If you don't have one of these, you can still do the layout lines. You just need like a carbide scribe. You can buy these at almost any hardware store. The little general tool section, they make these. Square. Let's check this. Luckily, that side is perfectly square also. And that's not the side that's messed up, so I can use this side for my first reference point. And it's square. Now, if it wasn't square, I could lay it out with this, cut it, and then go from there. But I'm already starting with 2 square edges. And we'll put that on there and be able to mark everything. Now, looking at my plate size here, the first dimension is this way, and it's 4.38 inches. It can be 4.37, 32, it could be 4.2. It's just the way it worked out on the drawing. This dimension's 1 inch. This dimension is 2 inches, and it's 5 inches from the top to the bottom. So with some simple measurements, I've got it all. Now, the one I have at home has a little magnifying glass that'll slip around and you can read it a lot easier, so I might have a problem with this one. First thing I'm going to do is loosen up this top. This is the fine adjustment. This one here locks the main body. Y'all see? Now this one locks the main body. This one locks the fine adjustment portion of the machine. I can lock that there and unlock this and then use this knob to dial it in precisely. First thing I'm going to do, since I've never used this, is I'm going to check to make sure all this is tight. And then I'm going to lower this down onto the surface plate. And I want to make sure that it's touching right there, which it is. And now I can use this part of the scale to raise it up and down to get it perfectly on zero. I'm zeroing my height gauge. If I look down here, it is already perfectly zero. So great. So now all I have to do is move it to the measurements I want to draw a scribe line on. And let's start with the first one. We're going to go up to 5 inches. Now, I could sit and lock that right there and then use this scale to bring it up to exactly 5 inches. And there we go. I don't think you guys could see that. I'm wearing my newfangled glasses and I can barely see it. These are some kind of progressive type lens. Haven't ever had to wear glasses for distance in my life. In the last 3 weeks I started, and different way of living, I tell you that. Your hand can feel so many things on there that's different. Okay. I know this is my 90-degree angle. I want to put it here. And then I just set my scribe like that and pull it across. I now have a scribe line at 5 inches. I need one to be 4.38. And I might just change that because 4.38 is kind of silly to have to measure out. So what I'm going to do is just go on up here to 4.4. Got it on 4 inches. There we go. Got that locked in. This is my good surface here. This is the milled surface, so I want to cut all that off of this piece of scrap. So now I've got a 4.4 inch line. I made it 4.4 for now. I can mark a center line on this for lining up the screw holes by just going to 2.2, okay? 2.2, took all the math out of it. So now I've got a center line. I've got a bottom cut line, I've got a top cut line, and I've got a piece that's 4.4 wide, halfway done. So now we're going to work on the length measurement for this part right here. It is 1 inch exactly. So if I come up to 1/2 inch, I will have a center line for that piece, and then go to 1 inch, I'll have the bottom cut line. So let's go down here to, well, let's just do 1 inch while I'm there. That is 1 inch. Now I need to go to 1/2 inch for the center line. I didn't make that 1 inch line all the way across because I've got other lines coming in intersecting it here. So I just stopped it a little bit early. This 1/2 inch one I'm going to go almost all the way with because that's going to be lining up my screws. Okay. We've got this top part lined out. So now I just need to do these 3 lines and I'll be finished. Now, this is 2 inches wide. This is 4.4 wide. So, I need to have a center line, which I've already got here, at 2.2. So I just need to add 1 inch above and below that line and I'm through. So 2.2 would be 3.2. Which is there. Start about right here. Go all the way down. And then 1.2. Would be the bottom one. So now I've got the top 3 parts, the bottom parts, and now I just need to verify my measurements. That's 2 inches wide. 1 inch wide, 1/2 inch on that center line, and this is a 1 inch in the center. So we're done. Wasn't hard, was it? Don's back.
Tiny hinge pieces? Those little hinge pieces?
I did. I'll show them in a minute.
Just want to make sure you...
Now, Don doesn't remember if this vise was set up to be exactly...
It was at one time. It was at one time.
That's the... We don't remember part of it. It's because you're getting old, remember?
Yeah.
And Don is still on a spending spree getting all kinds of tools for his shop.
Oh, no.
You are too.
I haven't bought anything in a long time.
Every time I come over, you have to see something I've done and you want that too.
I haven't bought anything in 6 months.
Why?
Don't need anything.
that you know of. So this is Don's indicator. I don't know. See my finger? How do you like Don's needle?
Accelerated too fast.
Don is so fast. Why is this hard to move?
Because it's
worn out?
It's worn out, and the give is probably
Too tight?
too tight on one end and too loose on the other end.
Well, is it moving?
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. 2,000.
Every time I crank the handle, it's bouncing.
Hold on. Stop.
I wonder why.
You got a thou right there. Huh?
There,
Half a thou?
about here on the end, I got 10,000. We got to get this on the gauge, or we got to put this on something. I tell you what, it works better over here.
I think it's fairly close, though.
Well, fairly close. I'm going to square something off on, and right now it's gained
3,000.
3,000
4,000, huh?
in 3 inches. So
I'd say no.
Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to move that vise down here. See how much easier it moves? It does really well out here, Don. You think that's okay? It's not moving at all, Don.
Air is good test.
This works really fine out
Good
here.
reference to air.
I was wrong.
Just plug it in.
No, it's already plugged in.
Which one? That one?
Yeah, the Ryobi one.
Oh, that one? Yeah, it works. Halfway.
Well, it works better than no way.
Yeah.
People can't hear you when you do snide remarks because you're walking away from your microphone. I've been screwing around trying to get decent voice. Is this thing keyed?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's just sitting up there. As a matter of fact, I don't even know if I've taken it off of there since about the mill.
This
It
one
might be
is keyed
It is keyed.
because I can slide it around really easy.
It is keyed. So how do you adjust it?
We'll get it over here in the middle.
Does it turn on this part turns on the base?
You can, yeah. Depends on how tight that key is. What I'm going to do is tighten this one up over here and a little bit and see if we can rock it from the other side.
That other vise is free if this one's jammed up for some reason.
I like that. The Kingway seems to be pretty good. So we'll tighten it down. And you don't have to go gorilla tight on these things, guys. That's what bows your tables. You peen the bottom side of these T-slots by getting these really tight. Okay, now I got to have even bigger wrench.
An inch and a 16th.
Maybe an inch and a 16th or inch and a quarter even.
You're just very demanding.
I am demanding, sir. Look what Don made me. There's a video I'll link to where it showed an utter fail of me trying to TIG weld that ladder bracket. So Don brought it over here, and we're making a new one. And he put it on his
It needs to be
other
clean.
vise.
It needs to be cleaned up. That's
Well,
all.
but it's really good for somebody that's never run mills before.
I just eyeballed it.
You eyeballed it.
The angle. I matched the angle with the one.
If I'm going to fall off my
No,
ladder,
I matched the angle with the one you.
gave you the old piece. Okay, well, see, that works fine.
Was that the right size?
And we left it in one piece so it's easy to work with. and get these round corners on. So,
Is that the right size?
Yes, this will work, sir. Anyway, that's pretty good. We'll clean that up, and then I'll try to weld it again and see how bad I do. All right, we got it moved down a little bit to where it's in a freer range of travel.
Which probably means it wobbles more there.
Let's see what we got. Now, see, it's pretty smooth right in here. It's loose enough to be smooth. And
Actually, that's pretty close.
pretty close. Would you like to borrow my new glasses, Don? We are
From here to here, though, it's pretty good. So we want to split the difference because it didn't move from here to here, and it started moving from there to there.
Okay. Right here is at 38,000 on this dial. This is where we're watching, Don. I've taken and I stoned that surface. 38.
That's pretty bad. 10,000, 11,000, 10,000.
It's 10,000.
That's pretty bad.
So what should we do?
Split the difference with the bikes, move it.
And how much will that be?
5 thou.
Very good. My God.
My goodness, half of 10 is 5. That's I'm a genius.
No, you just went to school when we did. It made you use you didn't have
critical thinking.
You didn't have to have a calculator to figure that one out. Now I need a hammer.
Tappy tap. I'll give it.
I need a tappy tap.
That's a bad hammer.
No.
You want the dead blow?
I want a dead blow. I'm trying to make this bounce all the way around. I grabbed the plunger here and I pushed it in to see which way it needs to go. If I kick it this way, it'll make that plunger go farther in and high. Well, we don't want that. We want it to go the other way. So if I rotate it this way, it will make it.
You want to go 5, make it go 5,000?
I want to go, very good.
Right there. That's good enough for right now. Try it now.
Okay,
Just
I'm
try
gonna
it.
lock it down. Much did it move there, Don?
Still moving.
Why is it moving, Don?
Hell, it's moving about the same. Actually, it's worse. Did you go the wrong way? You went the wrong way. It's worse. Hold on.
You don't need to twist it
I like to
around.
twist it to 0. Just
You can add though.
I can, but it's just easier when it's on 0.
Did I make it worse?
It did. Yep.
No, it starts right there
No.
at the same.
Now it's about 14,000. Now it was 10,000. You must have went the wrong way.
Never mind. But it sounded good.
It did. Made sense to me. You can go this way.
Yeah.
Try that. There you go. See what that does.
So obviously this bent needle is throwing. Would you like me to move it to 0 now?
That's just whatever you want.
We'll make it to 0. It feels kind of stiff.
Yeah, I would use a different. I've got better gauges.
You do? I thought Shar's was the best in the world.
There's a follower. There's a Taylor.
You got one of them Japanese kind?
Yeah, right here, MHC.
MAC. Anything that's close to like a Mitsutoyo or...
No, shit, no, man. What do you expect here? This one's pretty smooth, though.
Okay, well right now I'm about 2 thousandths off.
Way better than it was.
Didn't I have that little talk with you about accuracy? I know I did.
I just said it was way better than it was. It was a true statement. I didn't say it was good enough. I said it was way better than it was.
Okay. Now we're splitting frogs' hairs.
Now it's gonna move just when you undo it. There you go. You moved it half a thou right there. Just by tightening it, it moved. It moved again.
Well, that could be attributed to the table.
No, that's pretty good right there. That's almost dead nuts on, except for that little spot right there on the deal. Why is it way at the end? Listen. It's not. Doesn't move right there at all. Considering that old beat up vise, it's probably about as good as you can get. It goes, drops off right at the end. This might be bad. This might be low. Worn. I mean, it's good from here to here, and then it drops off right there.
Well, but you got to think here now. This is being told where to go by the lead screw, the nut, and the slop in the rails.
Well, it could be a,
So
it
if it
could be a
gets-
bad spot in the table. Worn spot
So
there.
if it gets into the,
Which really makes sense, because when you get there, where are you at? In the middle. Where do you use most of back and forth? In the middle. So that's where it would be worn, so that makes sense.
you're right. Good God, I'm glad this doesn't have to be precision, because we ain't going to do it on
You ain't
this
gonna do it
one.
on that mill. The thing wore out. I know it's wore out. Might be a lead screw issue too, you know?
Well, I'm laying pretty good odds it's on the lead screw. That shifts it as it goes. Now, if we tightened up the gib, it would probably take out a lot of that slop.
But then it probably wouldn't move at all on this end of the table, because it's
That's-
getting tight right now the way it is,
That's where reality bites you in the ass.
doesn't it? Even I know that.
Well, I'm going to try to get it as good as I can, and we're not going to worry about it.
Well, you're doing it on this end anyway, and that's the end that's pretty good. This way,
You know?
so I think we're gonna be all
Well, I
right.
might not be able to do it that way because it gets so tight when I get out there. What we were going to do was hang this over the edge and put a jack underneath it. And now we're going to go back. See if we go that way.
Let me see how tight it gets. It's still pretty loose here. Oh, it's real loose here, buddy.
It's real loose.
You have no problem here.
Okay.
No.
But I got to get it all the way to here.
I know. I'm
Now
still
we're
going.
Cutting. And we're cutting.
I'm still
we're
going.
cutting.
It's getting tighter.
We're cutting. We're cutting, and that's all I have to go. Well, no, I have to go a little bit more.
You know what? You
I don't
put
have
The
to.
power feed works okay.
The power feed works okay. Yeah.
Well, you can always move this a little more. Right?
I don't really honestly think it's going to matter that much.
But if you move it further that way, it's just going to be worse. I think you can cut it. How you just cutting? That's not precision anyway. It's just a T.
Well, there's another way we could do this. You know, I've been working with old machines my whole life.
Turn the vise this way. Go back and forth.
No. The one constant that's probably pretty good, and we could check it out by doing it, measuring it, but I don't know if this dizzy gauge will work
I
with
wouldn't
that
use
bend
it, yeah.
angle, the gravity falling down. But the bed's worn, probably going this way as you're going, so that would affect the accuracy of this cut. But it's probably not going to change so much drastically if you flip this onto its edge. So if I were to take and cut that out with a saw, flip this on this side, I could then mill with the bottom of the cutter and get a nice finish there. Now,
What are you talking about a couple of thou? That's just a bracket that doesn't go in anything.
I know, I'm not worried about that. It was the next blocks I'm going to square up.
Oh, okay.
This couple thou doesn't matter. And we just leave it like that and cut it. It's the other ones that we need to worry about, which the way this video is going, it'll probably be next month before we get it.
I would cut this out as is. I'd say it's
Just
good.
roar it and go.
Just
huh?
roll it and go, because it's just a bracket that doesn't matter anyway. And in a couple of thou, you can't even see that with your eye.
Probably not.
Sometimes good enough is good enough.
That's true. I just don't like this whole wonky setup in the first place. We're going to think about this for a while. Let's talk about
But if
that
you support-
wannabe
if you-
shaper.
If you sport this, it should be okay, huh? Can't go nowhere that way, and you're only kind of worried about going that way. And you can't, if you put this up there, you can't go that way. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Just take light cuts, and you'll be all right. Yeah. I would think. Of course, what do I know? But I would think. I don't know if this works. Go up enough. Yeah, it does. I'd say that's pretty. It's firm enough to go this way with it, you know? You're not pressing down, you're just going this way and that way. Right? As long as it doesn't loosen up here, that's what's keeping it this way. I would think that's okay.
We can give it a shot.
Yeah.
We can make this what not to do video. Okay.
Yeah, you can always get another piece of aluminum, worst case. But I think it's okay. We can be fine for that.
Okay. Let's get set up. Well, that ought to be a picture and a half. Clear everything off. See if it's reasonably flat.
High in the back, low in the back.
Yeah. We need to go faster, sir.
Good luck.
Good luck. So what speed is that belt on? Do you have any clue?
That's on pretty low. That's on
So we
the top. On the top.
So if we pull this lever here, we had one of these in school. That's the brake.
Alright, yeah, you have to.
It's that lever on the other side. My friend, Joe Deaver, was my high school shop teacher. There you go. I'm not touching anything.
I'm gonna get on that one first.
Yeah, let's go there. Down one.
You go down one on your side on the back.
I'm down.
Okay, right there.
Tighten it up.
There you go. Still loose. Why is it loose? Even though I tighten it, it's still loose.
Okay.
Oh,
I haven't done this
You have
kind
to
of.
push it back.
Yeah, push it back, then tighten it.
Then tighten. Okay. See if that works.
He didn't mean to run you over. Like a bull in a machine shop, huh?
See if it works.
See if it
Or it
works.
slips.
A lot faster.
Going the right way.
Really only got to just clear out the middle part, right?
You have to cut out. Yeah, this way. It's called auto ramping.
And you stop it.
Because it was getting tight here. I want to make sure that the saddle is not locked. I have some chrome under these. Or nickeled. All right, let's cut this one. This is so sketchy. when you're sitting here thinking about this, I'm cutting away half of my support on this thing.
Yeah, true. That's why I didn't know why you went all the way out, but I guess.
Well, I was trying to just make it easier on myself,
instead
so
of
I just
milling
milled in
on.
one side, you know.
Yeah.
So what I think I will do is,
Well, you can always do the edges
Just-
and then turn around and do this part here.
yeah. Just trying to one direction it, but that doesn't seem to be a great idea. If I'm cutting off half my support.
There you are.
So let's don't do that. We'll leave this section here and we'll just come back here. That would leave support here for this little piece.
Well, it's not going to matter because once you cut through this, that's not going to be supporting anything anyway.
It's better than nothing, sir. Nothing's what I got now.
I do have a DRO.
I don't need the DRO because I'm using my lines. I'm cutting away from the line, so my last pass will
I would
clean
just
it
think
all
on
up.
it, just to start it though, you could get it back to the same exact spot to start it.
What the heck was that?
No extra charge for the squeal.
Hmm?
No extra charge for the squeal.
Squeals are free? My God. All right, we took that out of there. A nice surface there. And here on my lines.
I gotta go check my email.
You ever check your email?
It's right there.
Okay. So let's switch over to the other side. Now this side I got to cut off over here down to that line. And I could take it out and get rid of the waste by using a saw, but I think I'm just going to leave it on there. That kind of steadied all that out right here, this side. So if I leave that part on most of it and just clean this part off, that'll leave it even more strength on that side. So instead of cutting all that off, I'm just going to cut this part first because it's the farthest away from my vise. It's still pretty steady on this jack. And then we'll come in and we'll cut this way. Clean that out. I think that's going to look all right. Just taking light cuts because it's sticking out here hanging off a jack. see where we can go from here. What the? Oh, you poor Bridgeport. Now, one of the reasons I grabbed this one is because it's a center cutting bit. And you can drill a hole with it if you need to. Well, I gave it some oil. I don't know if it got to the knee, but it got over there coming out on the table. We got to rebuild this. Anyway, I used that center cutter to drill me a hole for a little clearance. Chips and things can go down and I can see what I'm doing a little bit easier. And it gives me a nice starting spot. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to get not all the way to my line. I'm going to leave the line for the last final cleanup like this. So I want to be sure where I am. Come off that line first. Bringing up the line now. Okay. The reason I did that was because if I'd gone in and did this here, I'm way out here on the end with hardly any support. By finishing all of this here with all this connected, I've got a lot of support. Now I'm going to come back in here and finish this line, and then we'll finish cutting it off here. I'll cut to the line. I don't know if you got all that, but there's the finished cut on this side. So now, by cutting it the way I did, I went in directing all the force towards this. I wasn't really worried about climb cutting so much, or which direction to travel on that way. I was worried more about the force I was exerting. If I'd come this way, I'd be pushing away. This way, I was at least pushing towards the vise. And it's the correct direction, got a nice smooth cut there. So, now all we need to do is come over here. Let's get it. God, you poor thing. Lining up good there, and you guys are getting blocked. Now this is where it gets tricky, even more so. Cutting this part off and leaving it unsupported out here. So this is where you want to make real life cuts. Enough of that. As you can see, I'm down here to the last 32nd of an inch. And if I was younger and in a hurry, I'd already cut through that sucker. But I've put in a lot of work on this, and I know as soon as I'm going to cut that, the pressure from this pushing up could let it go into it. See how it's no pressure at all? That can flex. That bit can grab it and throw it at me. You could get hurt really bad by cutting through that. So I'm not going to do it. I'll show you what I'm going to do. As I was saying on the little camera, I didn't cut that last little bit. We'll ask Don, who's now returning. Is he
Get her
returning?
done?
Is he returning with the microphone on?
You get her
You
done?
left it over here.
You get her done?
Well, what do you think?
Yeah, got her done.
Still got a
Hey.
little lip.
You know, cut that with your bandsaw if you had to.
Well, that's why I did. I took and I stopped. Only because that was going to get thrown off of there.
Yeah.
And so I can cut that and take a file and file it up. And it's just a lot safer.
Do that, just bend it and then just grind it to flatten.
Well, I'm going to,
It's pretty thin.
I've got to round these corners off
Yeah.
once I get a radius gauge. And I think that'll look okay.
Yep.
We'll cut it off. You have anything here, or should I take it home? I'll take it home. You'd probably charge me extra if I did it
For
here.
what?
Cutting it off.
Oh yeah, so much more. So much more.
I'm sweating, Don.
You sweating?
This is really the nicest day we've had since May, and I'm sweating.
I can't help that. Sounds like a personal issue.
Well, it is. Of course it is. Well,
So you're gonna do the flat spots, or you not sure?
the next project is this. And I was going to show people how I square up a block,
Yeah, not on that mill.
but not on that mill. But I cut this out of square stock in the first place.
That should be close.
So now I just have to finish the ends and basically bring it down to size. So I know where that is, and it's good enough for that.
That's just your holder for your indicator, right?
It's just the holder that goes on the indicator, but if I don't do it right, I'll know it. You'll sit there and pick it up every time,
Yeah.
and you'll go, if I'd spent another hour, I would have had it perfect. But in this case, I'm only going to make one of them and save that stock there for the next one when I get the Bridgeport rebuilt, and then I can make it super perfect.
There you go.
Or not. Depends on if you live that long. Now, I've found sometimes that is a unknown
Sometimes
situation.
once you build something and it works, you never get back to it, you know. It's fairly straight.
Man, my saw cuts good when I played with it for 4 hours.
It's already fairly square. That's off a little bit. One square.
It's pretty good for a bandsaw.
Yeah.
I think you did pretty good there.
Well, still needs to be cleaned up, but
Well, take him,
I just left it so you could cut it with your bandsaw straight across.
yeah. Then we'll weld it on, and I won't fall my fat butt off that RV anymore.
There you go.
Okay, what am I doing?